you mentioned meetings. I don't treat him and me meeting as a meeting. I actually love talking to him because I know and I can sense his nationalism, his pro-Gujarat regionalism, as well as his genuine concern. I mean, I can rattle off facts, which perhaps many people don't know, and certainly on the national level they don't know, because the media has been highlighting the wrong things. I mean, I'll rattle off whatever, I've been told today, what he shared with me. I mean, for instance, the largest solar power facility in the world. The fact that Bombardier sent a Muslim gentleman to try and set up the plant, and the plant was set up in 13 months, and within 18 months the first metro train rolled out of that facility to Delhi. The fact that milk supply has been growing by 66%. The fact that Gujarat doesn't kill, but actually donates blood. The highest blood donation state in the country. The highest donation of eyes in the country. The only state in the country which provides health for cattle. The largest number of cattle cataracts. The eradication of 112 cattle diseases. In 2010 and 11, 2,711 cattle camps have been set up. The fact, and what Narendra shared with me, was the stuff that he's planning to do over the Narmada with solar power. Not only saving 1 crore litre of water every kilometre, but actually generating 1 megawatt per kilometre through solar power. The revival of 20 rivers. The fact that industrial growth has never been what it is. The growth in tourism by 40%. The decline, the fact that 56% of jobs created in India are created by Gujarat. The fact that 3 districts in Orissa are money order dependent on industry in Gujarat. The fact that every state has lost land in agriculture because of industry, but you've added 8 million hectares. Now, my point is, why are these facts not being touted in national media? Because we in our country have decided, if we color a person in one color, we keep that color on, which to my mind is grossly unfair. And I have the courage and the temerity to say, while I disagree with what he did post-Godhra in terms of apologizing or saying that yes, what happened was unforgivable, I must stand up and be counted and share the good that he's done with as wide an audience as possible. Because we can't always live in the past. This country's habit of living in the past has to stop. History is a country where no one lives. If we keep repeating negative stuff, if we keep repeating evil, if we keep repeating the bad that's in our society, we as a society will never emerge from a positive standpoint. The tragedy with India is this Hindu concept of karma. कि भाई हम ये भुगत रहे हैं जो हमने किया था. I mean, to hell with किया था हो गया. So, to my mind, India has to move forward. Now you and I may not like what Narendra Modi did then, but also respect him for what he's done now. So my point is, dissent and development in the case of Narendra Modi must be allowed to coexist. So you may not agree with what he did then, but you've got to respect, salute and laud what he's doing now. Because that to my mind is human, that to my mind is correct, and that to my mind is fair. If we don't do that, we are doing ourselves a disservice. Finally, have you noticed how over the years we are destroying every national icon? Everything that is iconic we find fault. You can't have a country which, erects statues for pigeons to, throw droppings on. You can't be a country like that. We can't also wait for Mahatma Gandhi kind of leadership to come. People have asked me, why is Anna relevant? Anna is relevant because he's inspirational for a large amount of people. It's not important whether he's inspirational for every one of the 1.21 billion Indians. But if he's inspirational even to 10 young Indians, you have to salute an Anna Hazare. That doesn't mean you have to agree with him. Now the tragedy in this country, if you don't agree with him, means, oh, you're a traitor, you love corruption. So we are used to taking extreme positions in India. I think that has to stop. We have to mature as a democracy. We have to mature as a thoughtocracy, where thinking must be unfettered, must be free-spirited. The media must allow engagement. You cannot have a situation where the media forces a point of view. And finally, I'm genuinely a great believer that, and you specifically asked about Narendra Modi, I'm generally a great believer the man has his heart in the right place. I'm not interested in his views on Hindus and Muslims and Christians and Sikhs. Frankly, I don't be bothered. But there are three things that have happened. One is, I've seen a new Gujarat. Two, I've seen a progressive Gujarat. And three, when there were the serial bombings in Ahmedabad and when there was the temple in Akshardham attack, there were no communal riots. So that's also stopped. I mean, you have to give people credit. You know, if you can forgive your child, if you can forgive family members for making mistakes, and we all make mistakes. Some may be monumental, as some might say that, Godra was monumental. Fine. Let the law take its course. Let the law decide. I mean, you had a government at the center, which for 9 years or 10 years has been able to establish anything. So, my feeling is that as far as Modi is concerned, and it's a tribute, it's a salutation, not only to Narendra Modi, but to my mind, to the people of Gujarat, to the outlook of the people of Gujarat. See, ultimately, we all want three things. We want dignity, we want livelihood of dignity, and we want respect. And if we can give these three things to any citizenry, your job is done.
Thank you.